All right, we want to welcome everyone to the Louisiana Baseball Coaches Association. This is the introduction video. We're going to begin the using more social media platforms and different things like that, just to broaden our base as far as just get some more information out to coaches. And we're going to be interviewing coaches over the next several weeks, and just kind of like a LBCA Coaches Corner. So some short segments that we'll post on our YouTube channel. I'm John Parker. I'm the head baseball coach at Ouachita Christian School and member of the board of directors for the LBCA. And so I thought the first thing we need to do is have our executive director, Tim O'Neill, talk with us and just kind of go through a little bit of some of his coaching career, and talk about the LBCA and why he wanted to get involved with it and different things like that. So I'm gonna get Tim going, and Tim, appreciate you joining me, and want to get you to go ahead and start. The first question, I guess, is just tell us a little bit about your coaching career as a baseball coach.
Well, I was kind of a late starter. I had a career in insurance out of college, and coached some Dixie and American Legion stuff during that time, and just decided that I wanted to go back to college and get in this, make it a career. So went back to Louisiana Tech, got my master's, and after a few years there, got my student coached at West Ouachita in football and Ruston in baseball. And after that, got my first job was actually a head coaching job at Bastrop High School. A big learning experience there. They were still in 5A. Did okay, had some talent. After that, went to St. Frederick as an assistant for Paul Guerrero a couple of years, and then got back into being a head coach at Ruston High School. I had some ties there from student coaching there, and was head coach there for 7 years, had a nice run, and went to Neville for 4 years after that, St. Frederick for 1, and kind of got out of coaching, started selling the Zephyr hats. And as you know, I helped you for 3 of the 4 years at Ouachita Christian when my son was there. And then got out again and watched my son play a little college baseball.
A good deal. Yeah, I know. Personally speaking, I learned a ton from you the years you were with me, and you brought a ton to our program and really enhanced our program those years you was with me. And, I'm very indebted to you for the years you spent with me. So you got through your coaching career, and obviously you're got to know a lot of coaches, not only during your coaching career, but now as you're a Zephyr hat salesman, and probably, I don't know what, 70 to 80% of the state schools, maybe if not more, are wearing Zephyr hats. And
yeah, probably not quite that high, but maybe around 50 or so.
All right. So I think the new rule is that you can't be a part of the LBCA unless you have Zephyr hats. Is that right? Is that what you're hearing?
That needs to be a rule. It does.
Well, through your Zephyr hat sales and all that kind of stuff, and obviously you made more contacts. And when Mark Carroll stepped down as the executive director, I guess about 3 years ago now, I know I talked with you a little bit about becoming the executive director, and I know other coaches did. So what appealed to you about becoming the executive director of the LBCA?
Well, several things. Being out of it, I wanted to do this to stay in the high school game. So, that's definitely done that. Secondly, just, Mark had done a great job for probably 15, 16 years. And, watching from the sidelines and working with him a little bit, just looking at some things maybe to build it, make it a little bit better if we could. And So I wanted to try to do that, and then just main thing is just being in it and being with coaches and talking with coaches. That's kind of the fun part of the game that I enjoyed and had missed.
Okay. Yeah, I know I've been a part of the LBCA since I've been a head coach for 7 years now, and it's a lot of fun to have those connections and be a part of, especially going to clinics and different things like that, and just hanging out with coaches and listening to them. What were some of your goals? What some things you had in mind that you knew you wanted to immediately improve on when you became the LBCA executive director?
Well, first thing was just making the convention a little more, I don't know, I guess upscale maybe was the word I'd be looking for. We'd kind of been in the same hotel for a while and just wanted to get maybe to a bigger hotel, make it more of a convention style. I didn't really know how everything worked. So, we did some things dues wise where, people threw in a little bit more on the dues, which we ended up helping, staffs probably come out better, but just picking up the dues helped. That way we were able to get maybe I reached out a little bit further, wider, I guess, than Mark was to get, high profile college coaches in. And I think that's helped, get more coaches involved, more people attending the convention. That's probably been the main thing, just kind of, nicer hotels and trying to get more like SEC type head coaches in.
Yeah, no, I think I can speak for a lot of coaches as far as just the prestige, I guess, of getting some of those bigger names like a Jim Schlossnagle, those type of guys coming in. That's been huge. And I know this past year's convention where we had the Lance Wheeler from Pitchpalooza and Tyler Gillum, guys like that, along with some local guys, some state guys. That was that was a big draw. And of course, obviously having it in Lafayette and following it up on Saturday morning with the thing for Coach Robichaux at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. That was a huge deal. I know it brought a lot of people out, and so I do think that the convention has really stepped up its game, and you having a little bit more time than some of us as far as just being able to put some more work into it. I know you've also broadened your base as far as getting more coaches involved. Talk to us. So tell us a little bit about how you've gotten kind of expanded like the board of directors and region directors and different things like that.
Yeah, that's a good point you made about, Mark was head baseball coach. He was defensive coordinator in football. And it takes a lot of time. Me being basically almost like part-time employee with my job, my job's real seasonal, so I do have a lot more time. And like I said, one thing I did is to create I think we started out with 8 regions. I divided the state up into 8 regions. I got a coach that I thought, I could count on in each region to help me kind of run the region, get the word out to the coaches in that region, get them more involved. And we've actually divided that up into 12 regions now. So I got 12 guys doing that. They like I said, they get the word out to the coaches. They try to hustle them to join, try to get them all to come to the convention. And through that, we've come up with all region teams, which we never did in the past. And once we get those all region teams, it helps us with our all state teams that we do. That's always a task, trying to get that organized and get the proper guys, put on those teams. So just, getting a lot of guys to help has really gotten the enrollment up. And if we got a lot of people that are joining, then, we can spend money on getting people in here and flying them in to speak and things like that.
Yeah, I know as a region director myself, and I know it's first of all, it takes a lot of work off of you, having, trying to organize all regions or all schools throughout the state trying to get nominations. But it does add a little bit more prestige to our kids, getting all region honors. Of course, all state honors and all the different classifications as well. And I know it's just a nice thing. Anytime we can recognize our kids through those regional honors and all state honors, we need to do a better job of making sure we get those done.
Yeah, I like the all region, especially because all district is just your district, all state is just your class, but in all region we kind of put all the classes together, inside of each region. So you get smaller schools, bigger schools, get them all together, and it's kind of neat to see how those teams come out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's I know with me voting on like my region, I know these kids in my region a little bit better, and I know the kids throughout the state. A lot of the teams we've played or I've seen play, those type of things. So it gives me an incentive to go out when I have a Thursday night off or a Wednesday night off. I go out and watch another local high school game, if not just for scouting purposes, just to be a fan of baseball and to go out and see some of these kids play.
And I think also just talking to the coaches, you start trying to find out who the better players are in the state in your class. And things like that. Just it builds everything up.
Absolutely. So what would you say would be just a couple of key accomplishments that have taken place over the last 3 years in the LBCA?
I think we've like I say, just the enrollment going up has been a real accomplishment. We try to stay in contact with coaches, try to let them know what's going on about the LHSA as much as we know. Jeremy Trahan, our president, has kind of taken over the All-Star game, which we moved to Louisiana College, and I think that's become a real good success, and brought back some things that we weren't able to do at some other places, especially after we lost Bringhurst. And then we still run the summer games, which we call them the Junior All-Star games. We select a team for that, and we go to a thing called the Southeastern Unclass Shootout in Troy, Alabama, which I don't know if you're going to talk about it later, but we lost it, and was able to put something together, down in Lake Charles between two teams that you were a part of.
Yeah. Well, that kind of leads us into the next thing is just tell us about all the different annual events that the LBCA is either a part of or sponsors itself or in connection with the Louisiana High School Coaches Association as well.
Well, three main things would be the convention, which, like I say, we had been in Baton Rouge forever, and we kind of centralized it, moving it to Lafayette. And it worked out real well with Coach Robichaux's induction. As part of that, another big accomplishment, a thing we do is the Hall of Fame. We had one, started a while back. Really had just had three guys in it: Coach Burtman, Tony Johns, and Beetle Bailey. And 3 years ago, we tried to update that. We've added 4 or 5 guys the last few years. And, we've already picked the ones for next year. So we're trying to catch up on that. We may actually have a banquet this year at our convention to honor those guys. And I've actually ordered blue jackets, kind of like the green jackets for them.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the next thing we do is, along with the LHSCA, is they sponsor the All-Star game for the seniors, and then we kind of run it. We run the games. Coaches are picked from each class on the East and the West, and they select the teams, and then we select the All-Star game coaches, kind of based on usually on how they did the year before. And, you know, we bring them in, play one game on Friday, one Saturday, and we've instituted a banquet that morning now to, you know, kind of honor them a little bit and have a guest speaker. And then I guess the last major thing we do would be that Southeast underclassmen shootout where we select a team and go to Troy for 4 or 5 days.
Okay. Yeah, I know I've been honored to be a part of a few of those already. Obviously, this past week, well, a week ago now, I guess we were supposed to be in Troy and got the word that you know, it was canceled and at the University of I shouldn't say University of Troy, but I guess it's Troy University. But you know, I know I was scheduled to be a head coach for one team. Wayne Stein was the head coach of the other team, and our assistant coaches was Jeff Tajant and Justin Morgan. And at the last minute, you know, when they canceled, I said, you know, but we really appreciated your work on, you know, even though you were in Atlanta with your the 11U team you coach, you worked pretty hard on trying to get us a location. We were able to go to Lake Charles and play a 3-game series. That was a lot of fun, and just to be around baseball again this summer, it was a lot of fun doing that. You know, and next week, you know, my goal next week is to have those coaches a part of this and have a little round table and just kind of talk about the what ended up being the LBCA underclass shootout, but it's supposed to be the Southeastern underclass shootout. But you know, I hope to have those guys on next week, talk a little bit about that and how you know, the games went, and you know, some of the kids, some of the top juniors, well, I guess they'll be seniors this coming year, top 21 kids that participated. Just talk about them a little bit. We'll hope to do that next week. But the last thing, I guess, Tim, is you know, just tell us, you know, first of all, how coaches get involved, and just make a plea for you know, for the coaches to get involved throughout the state.
Yeah, well, the first thing I do is when the new school year starts, I'm trying to find out what changes have been at each school. I'll usually contact the new coaches myself and, you know, tell them about the LBCA and what we do if they're not familiar with it. Then, you know, tell them that we'll be in touch with them about getting them to join. You know, there's some other things with the membership that we do. We do top 10 poll we do a preseason poll, and every 2 weeks we do a regular season poll. You know, just the things that you're helping me with now with, you know, the podcast, I know we've had some coaches video sessions that we've done or will be doing in the future that, you know, all our members will have access to. You know, as far as getting them to join, you know, you guys will be hitting them up pretty soon after we get the final list of the coaches, and, you know, try to get them to come to the convention and be a member. Some people just join memberships, but I'd say probably 70% of our members do come to the convention, and we always want to get that higher so we can always, you know, get better speakers.
Okay.
I don't know if I answered that question exactly.
Well, I mean, just you know, I know the region directors, you know, we talked about earlier, and we do a lot of that as far as sending out the membership forms and different things like that, and getting those guys to send in, you know, what I would recommend doing and what I would encourage, you know, especially all head coaches, is go ahead and join. You know, get your whole staff to join, be a part of it. It's not that much more. Just you know, from a single membership of a head coach to include your whole staff, I think it's only $25 more or something like that.
Yeah, I think it'll be $100 for a whole staff to join.
Yeah, and
then after that, you just pay $25 a person to come to the convention, which is, I mean, that's a great price of that. And I check around with the other states, you know, kind of see what they do, and we're pretty much usually less than most of them. I know I deal with the guy in Alabama a lot, kind of pattern stuff after him, and we're quite a bit less than them. And so I think you're getting a good deal on everything, and I think the conventions we've had are well worth the money so far.
Oh, absolutely.
I've just about got this one worked up. I know Butch Thompson from Auburn is going to be there. I'm going blank now. Got a couple high school coaches. Coach Reiser from Southeastern. The head coach at Rice is going to be there.
Okay.
At least one assistant coach from Texas A&M's coming. So we should have another. Still working on another couple guys that kind of big names, and hopefully that'll come together pretty soon.
Yeah. So again, I'll encourage, especially all head coaches, to go ahead and join, the whole staff, and then, pay that little extra to join for to add for the convention as well. It's well worth it. That Friday and Saturday, you're not going to miss a whole heck of a lot as far as practice time by giving your guys off a Friday afternoon. I think what you miss with practice time, which, at that time is still 4-on-1s, what you miss in that particular area, you gain in the knowledge of what the convention has to offer, as far as listening to coaches, but as far as just the camaraderie between the coaches, and just, what I enjoy a lot about it is getting off to the side. 2 or 3 coaches may get off to the side for a little while and just talk about, culture, or talk about your practice planning, or talk about, a lot of different things, just talk a little baseball. And that's a lot of fun for me. And so anyway, I encourage all you guys to go ahead and get that registration in. When we get it out, we'll get it sent out here probably within the next month or so, with the new school year approaching. But I appreciate you listening in, Tim. I appreciate everything you do, brother. And and I know I can speak for a lot of coaches around the state. The LBCA has never been in better hands, and it's never been in better shape than it has been over the last couple of years. So we really appreciate what you do for us, and for the Coaches Association in general.
I appreciate that. Just like I say, I got a little extra time, and just want to make it grow and grow, and then hand it off to somebody that can do a better job than me.
I always want to leave it better than you found it, right?
Yeah, that's the goal.
All right. Well, thanks, Tim, and hope you guys have enjoyed getting to know Tim a little bit, and getting to know the LBCA a little bit better. And we would hope to make this a weekly thing. And next week, like I said, my goal is to have the coaches who were coaching in the LBCA underclass shootout last week in Troy. So that'll be coaches Wayne Stein, Jeff Tajant, and Justin Morgan. And so tune in to us next week, and on the LBCA Coaches Corner. Thank y'all. Have a great day.
Thanks, John.